Hello, my name's Harry Walsh. This is for my reflections. This is day four. But yeah, so day four. I think day four was an interesting one. We had a very small audience. I think there were about 7 kids and their parents show up. But yeah, no. But that's for a later part of this video. But let's get started. We had we had a late start again, as the van was the only one that was late this time though. But when the van got there, we unloaded we had a bit of damage to the Peach, but that's about all there was to unloading the van. But once we as we were setting up, Leanne informed us that today that the audience for this show was like the ages they were aged between 2 and 5. So she said to try and make everything a bit more light-hearted and not as to not scare them. So we tried to take that into effect. I think I'm not sure if we did too well doing that, but I think me and Charity did we had quite a good idea to do this. We decided to do one of our lines slightly different. So when we're on stage, I'll say rest when an escaped rhinoceros is trying to eat us up. After I say that line, me and Charity would scream like ah, like that. Although not. But we decided to change that. So instead of screaming, we did this. Oh my! Oh no! Well, it's one of those two. As a way to sort of lighten it up, which I think that was a good idea. I won't take credit for it. It was Charity's idea, and I think it was a very good one. But I think that was the better of the ideas to make it a little bit more friendly. Our classmates who were doing the rhino were the embodiment of what not to do in that situation, where the rhino became this instead of being this foreboding presence, it became more of a squeal. Like on every other night, it was much more of a roar, but it ended up as a roar. So that wasn't the best. I'm pretty sure Leanne wasn't too happy with that. But not in the "you did terribly" sense, more of the "come on, guys." I also decided to do the captain slightly differently, as well, taking on that advice, because I usually have the captain's voice is very groggy, like I don't like it. I tell you, I don't like it. So. And that's always how I've had the captain speak. It's very groggy and deep. But what I decided to do was get rid of the groggy, but still keep the deep. Like I don't like it. I tell you, I don't like it. I felt like because I decided to get rid of the groggy as I thought it was a bit more. The groggy I felt sort of made the captain seem a bit more threatening. So I got rid of the grogginess but kept the deep because I didn't want to completely change his voice because that would defeat the purpose of what Leanne told us to do. But I wanted to adjust his voice to make it better, which I think I did well. Now, something that went wrong that I thought, like, apart from that, I think everything was kind of went well, but there was one thing that kind of went wrong, and it was my fault, and I'll admit that. So, once again, we didn't have a lot of space backstage, and I'd come up with an idea to create some during the performance, as it's my job to take the bush off stage, and the bush was collapsible. So if this is the bush here, so can you see that? It ended. It would close up, and I took it off stage. Now, what I decided to do was I took the folded up bush, and I stood it upright next to some chairs. And what this did was create a bit more, some more space backstage for so one person, just get rid of one person, put them behind behind the bush, and they would stay out of sight, which I thought was a very good idea, and it was and I don't doubt, but I kind of mucked it up about a minute after I'd set it up. As I was bringing the stairs onto the stage, I accidentally knocked it, and it started to fall. Luckily, though, I was able to catch it with my body, so I sort of had my body pressed against it, but it meant I couldn't move, which was not what we needed, as I was in the middle of bringing the stairs onto stage. Fortunately, I was able to grab Ollie's attention, and he was able to pick up the bush and take it and put it behind the rest of the set. So I still stand behind the idea that it was a good idea, but I cocked it up, and I take full responsibility for that. But yeah. But apart from that, the rest of the play went pretty well. I'm pretty sure there were a few lines missed here and there, but I almost forgot the one major change we did to the play, because it was such a small audience. Leanne wanted to do something very special for them. So what she got us to do were at certain points of the play, she wanted to get the audience to come up on stage and interact. Because there were only like seven children in the audience, it meant they could all come up on stage and do stuff with us. So the first instance was when James was alone with the peach. What we did was we got our narrators, Anna and Chloe, to bring the children on stage and let them feel the peach, which was kind of nice. Which I think it was a very good idea on Leanne's part, and we did it. They did it again, and when did we also did it? And I think we did it again. They did it again during when they were in the sea, but before the sharks showed up, as to not scare them. Obviously, I think we did it one more, and then we did it one more time in the clouds. I can't remember. But the one time I was as soon as she said this, I was worried about this. And I wish I had perked up about it, but I didn't. But we ended up doing it at the very end when we were, when we were in New York, when the Peach had landed in New York, and we were visiting, and we were waving and cheering at all the members of the Peach, because I knew, and it would be hard to get the audience back into their seats to continue the play at that point, which ended up happening. But it wasn't too hard to handle. We managed, so it's not too big a problem. So yeah, and that's it. We didn't do a workshop that day. I ended up because I ended up not being able to participate in the loading of the van, as Fran, who was the one driving me to this destination, had to go to work. So me, Fran, Enrico, and Alanya, who we were all in Fran's car. We all had to leave slightly early, because Fran could only drop us off. Because Fran had to go to work, but Fran could only drop us off a little bit of the ways there. So we had, so she dropped us off at a random bus stop, not a random bus stop, at a specific bus stop, which would take us to Wallington Station, which is a station we'd been going to all week, as Fran was taking us there all week. But what ended up transpiring was, by the time we got to Wallington Station, everyone else had gotten to Nescott College. I should explain as well that we were to head to Nescott to unload the van again, because we were done. This was when we finished touring, and our only other performance was at Nescott. So by the time we'd gotten to Wallington Station, everyone else had made it to Nescott, and also unloaded the van. So I wasn't able to do anything there. But yeah, so that was day 4. Thank you for watching.